Clips. Clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell. Alrighty, booby choopies. Another one of Kip's clips. So I thought I would do another wee ramblings from the madman's mind. Because it's fairly entertaining right now, the old political realm. I don't know if it's just because it's been so long since I've dipped into it. It's all fairly new to me. It's all the same shit, but different players. But the political spinning that is always good in and around the run up to an election. You've got the American stuff, which is straight out of a Idiocracy. And you've got the British politics, which isn't far behind it. And it's very entertaining to watch if you don't get yourself emotionally attached. Start listening to all the rhetoric from both sides and start thinking the opposite side is the devil incarnate, you know. Trump's a demon, Biden's a demon, the Romulan Sunak is a demon, so on and so forth. It's easy to get caught up in that stuff, you know, and before you know it, you are genuinely believing that there's people that are living entities, demons walking around us. So anyway, before I build myself a wee vape, I shall give a synopsis. Alright, Jeffrey. What is this explosion in Oxford? Please drop a link, Jeffrey. I have not heard anything. I shall use the Googles in a wee second, my man. Not heard anything about it, buddy. Alright, Shug, my man. How you doing, buddy? Not a good day to be a Rangers fan, mate. Not a good day at all. Anywho, the things we'll be touching on, right? There's the Nobel Prize for Medicine's been dished out. And as if it's written in the stars, it's been awarded to a couple of the folks behind the... Now, let me get this right. I've wrote it down and I've written the mRNA vaccinations. It being a new technology, and depending where you listen to, depending where you get your information, what camp you're in, some people say it's the avenue for hundreds of new vaccinations and hundreds of new technologies, and oh, the world's an oyster with this stuff. Others obviously think it's sent here by the devil himself. But I just found it. Well, I find it fascinating that with the climate and them being the scientists attributed with a lot of the science behind this new form of vaccination, is it hard to imagine that they're aware of the opposition to it, the opposing argument, or the arguments against the technology that they are primarily responsible for, and I don't know if they're just responsible for the technology as opposed to the rollout, so on and so forth. I don't know the minutiae, but I would be surprised if they weren't in some shape or form aware of the opposition or some of the arguments, some of the anti-vaccination groups, folks, so on and so forth, the people that have been coming forward with injuries through coming forward with injuries allegedly through some of the COVID mRNA vaccinations. So the committee that decided this prize goes to X, Y, and Z scientists, they've got to have some idea of the opposition argument, and it's almost as if they've done this as a joke, or like to, like, I don't know, but like poke the bear's a good analogy right now, isn't it, with what's happening with Russia, which we will touch on. But I just found it fascinating. More than fascinating. Oh, and I forgot to say as well, remember, if you do appreciate these wee live streams and whatnot, please stick a wee thumbs up. It does help with the algos. It helps me beat the Illuminati. And it also makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, so that's always good, man. Nice to see you and Shug, my man. So, let's have a wee shifty at what else is worthwhile touching. Oh, pardon me. Touching on. So, let's do a wee bit of history of Ukraine. No going back to the Middle Ages or anything, but just back to Maidan. Oh, and I think I just cancelled Maidan there. Let me see if I can get it back up. Euro Maiden. Euro Maidan. That's what we're wanting. That's what we're wanting. So we'll have a wee look at the Euromaidan, and we'll stick a date on this, 2013. Yeah, wow, wee man, my mind surprises me sometimes because I can't remember shit normally. Touch on Yanukovych, who was the democratically elected government before he was overthrown in a coup, a violent coup. We'll have a look at, and I forget the guy's name, escapes me. He left a comment on one of my videos earlier on telling me about the Operation Orbital. That was one of the earlier operations by the British government to train Ukrainian troops. We'll have a wee look at that, when it ended, so on and so forth. Britain, and this is the up-to-date version. This was news stories coming out of the press yesterday when the Defence Secretary, the British Defence Secretary, says, and this is political, there is an opportunity to bring more things in country. Defence Secretary Grant Sharp tells the Sunday Telegraph. And I used this one just to mix it up a bit. I used the Telegraph article last time I talked about this situation. But there you can see it. The now, and rightly or wrongly, the way I see these things, strangely, this kind of ties into the sewage thing as well. As these things get put out in the press and wee drips before anything, like it's like testers. You know, they test the water, you see the reaction, see how much that arsehole clenches, and see how much they have to thrust to break the barrier, depending on how much that arsehole quenches. So they're gauging the public response to this. I believe we sort of a wee stories like this getting dripped and drabbed out. So we'll have a wee look at the finer details in these stories. In response, Medvedev came out. Medvedev, people could argue maybe with this, but to simplify things, you could argue he is the Russian version of a foreign secretary. I think I'm right in saying that, but I'm happy to stand corrected if I've ficked up. So that's what Medvedev says, that Russia could target any British soldiers training troops in Ukraine. Now, that begs the question, Britain being a NATO member, would that trigger the NATO Article 4 or 5 or some shit? But basically, attack against one is attack against all. You fight one, you're fighting all. Would that be classed as an attack on Britain? Or would it still be classified as an attack on Ukraine? Because technically it is an attack on Ukraine inside Ukraine in a war with Ukraine and Russia, and Ukraine isn't a member of NATO. So Russia can attack Ukraine without triggering that clause. I don't know the answers. I'm going to listen to the people on telly going flibbity flobbity flu, saying lots of words, and try and get some sort of smidgen of where the fucking what way the wind is blowing in that. But because I know, and I may be completely wrong. I just, my best guess with these sort of things is a lot of it's saber rattling. You know, like it's each side kind of crossing beams, and they're seeing who can piss the hardest. So we'll have a wee look at the minuses of that. Then today, a day after those stories, we wake up Russian hackers. Right. Firstly, we don't know if they're Russian. Secondly, they didn't hack Sweet Fanny Adams. They went to a website, had a program, and pushed a button doing a denial of service request, which I am not technical, and the least, the most simplest terms that I understand a DDoS attack is it's kind of like getting, it's synthesizing a lot of people going to the website at the one time, overloads it, boom, makes it go pop, or what have you, and it means that people can't get access to it because the website is overloaded with, it's a DDoS attack, what's it, denial of service, innit? Denial of service. You can't get the service, you're getting denial of service because the service is too busy whoring itself out to the crack hacker, the slimy little fucking retard in a basement who thinks he's fucking clever by pushing a button and doing a DDoS attack on somebody. And that's quite literally what it is. So we'll have a wee closer look at that. Then we'll have a closer look. Now, I need to say I'm quite proud of my thumbnail because what I did is I got a BBC article. I had a picture of these scientists, and then I managed to, with the jiggery pokery, put it through my cartoon filter and got the BBC page with them two standing there, but with cartoon faces. I thought it was genius. But I think a lot of the stuff I do is genius. I think the bipolar bear is absolute genius. But nobody seems to be sharing my fucking genius. You know, I think only that will go down as the joke of the fucking century when I'm dead. You know, just like the best of them. Alright, Jeffrey. Ask your doctor if myocarditis. What's that, Jeffrey? Something to do with my nut or my back? See, since I've got a bad back, right, I was standing next to somebody the other day and I went, fucking hell, man, have you got bigger? Are you wearing big shoes? No, and I was like, oh, if I get smaller. Measured myself the other day, I'm a good inch and a bit fucking smaller since I've got my bad back. So in the next week, this week, I'm getting back to the gym regularly, man. I'm going to fucking get myself on the rack and stretch myself out. Take silly amounts. Fucking damn tootin'. So, we'll have a wee look at the details of that as well, but I've kind of touched on it, haven't I? In the sense that this is... It almost, you could be forgiven to think this has been like deliberately done to provoke the anti-vax mob out there. Maybe they too, scientists, completely believing in the science of the mRNA vaccinations, so on and so forth, and they hear all the opposition and they're like, fucking Philistines and arseholes, idiots, so on and so forth, and then like they've managed to have the ear of the committee or whatnot, and the committee's went like, do you know what we could do to really fucking piss these motherfuckers off? We could give you the Nobel Prize. That would really trigger them. Oh man, and I can only imagine the response this is going to, because people are so emotional about this whole whole subject. To the extent you can't have a reasonable conversation with anybody, or not with anybody, sorry. You can't have a reasonable conversation with some people. They're so emotionally involved that there's no room for debate. They know everything. They're not a doctor, they've not studied it, they're not hangweed, but they've read lots of shit online. They'll rhyme and repeat lots of shit that they've read online with characters that they haven't even questioned, never mind do their due diligence on. And they're just so ball deep and militant for a lot of camps. And if you rock up and you even dare to whisper a fucking different point of view or something, people's arseholes get up and sort of, I think you're some sort of a deep state Illuminati or some shit. It's craziness. And it's the reality. And people's reality isn't created through the power of a computer screen or TV screen. Although I have been watching TV nowadays is fecked up. Really, really fucked up. I was watching this, I think it's called Gen V, and it's a spin-off, or it's in the same universe as The Boys, which is a kind of very adult, a very adult-esque superhero kind of story, right? Now, I was watching one last night and I could not believe what I was watching. There's a superhero lassie in it who can shrink herself, and this guy got her to shrink down and fucking jump on his dick. So he thought he had a big massive dick. And I'm watching this and I'm like, fucking hell. I just suggested to one of my mates, like, why don't you watch this with the wee barra man, superhero? Thinking, no, fucking young kids love the superhero stuff. And there's a wee fucking midget woman fucking jumping up and down on a guy's dick. And fucking jumping on his balls and stuff, man. Fucking hilarious. Young minds nowadays, man. Young minds nowadays must be gone, man. I seen it last night, buddy. I know that's been out for a wee while now. But I was finishing off 50 Cents. Gangster drama thing. It's so called Ghost. Called Power. There's a good few different ones in it now. It was alright, man. Just a wee bit too much American accents, but that's what happens when you watch American shows. That's what happens. Buster Gonads, Jeffrey. You know what? That's exactly what it kind of looked like. I don't know if you've got Amazon Prime, Jeffrey, but it's on Amazon Prime. Gen V, I think it's called. They're advertising it everywhere right now. You'll get it on Prime, or you can illegally download it if you use a VPN. A visible panty line, we all know a VPL, right? And you'll see this bit. It's in the first episode. I've only watched the first episode, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They actually showed a wee lassie on the dick. That's what I couldn't believe. Usually you don't get any dick. You know, it's everything but the dick. But that's changing now. Now with the advent of Netflix and everything just being worldwide and fucking tinterwebs, now you get the full willy. Whereas in the past, a majority, a lot of people's, the majority of people's media is American, and they've been very strict on the dick. Not even a floppy one sometimes in a lot of American network TV stations, but it's obviously evaporated now. I'll have a wee gander. I see a sign of me getting old, right? This is a sign of me getting old. The more and more and more I'm watching TV shows and I'm like that, putting my hands over all the gore and stuff. I'll even... Oh, fuck it. Shit. Drunk. I've got to get another coffee there. Fucking rambling on. I've not even done myself a wee doodah. But I don't know if you guys find this, right? I don't even know what age you guys are or aren't, so on and so forth. Oh, and do get involved in the poll, by the way. I will be touching on that later. It's a very interesting thing to ask questions about, I think. But skipping back to today's media, and either me getting older, the media just getting beyond crazy, and it's a mixture of both. It tends to happen. But I was watching, as I touched on, I watched a lot of that Power. There was a lot of it, man, like fucking 4 books, as they call it, right? Fucking umpteen shows. Goes through a whole timeline. Anyway, in it, right, thanks to, I blame Game of Thrones and all the spin-off of Game of Thrones and stuff, where you would have all this medieval violence and all that, and then it would be mixed in with this, like, softcore porn. And I don't say that lightly, it is softcore porn. It's what you would get fucking under the counter in the 70s and the 60s softcore porn. Just, as I said, even with all the violence and the gore and people's heads getting blown up and shit as well, man. And I found myself fast forwarding by all the sex scenes. And I'm like, right, well, if I want to scratch that itch, I'm going to go to full Boona, if you get me. I'm sitting here on my Todd, so I'm not really into a wee bit of titillation. And it's just sex for the fucking... It's like, this isn't adding anything to the fucking story. See? How old am I, man? I'm fucking... I'll need to stop wearing my sliders and start wearing fucking slippers, man. I'm getting old. But that's what I found myself doing more and more. But I do, as I said, I blame Game of Thrones, and it's weird. The 5 votes, 60%. Well, nobody's saying. There's a few not sures in there, but 60% are saying. The reporting of the sewage getting dumped into our waters, and I've kind of noticed it for the past couple of months. You know, just every so often you'll have just randomly them talking about water companies having to, cause overflow, put sewage into the sea. Now, this isn't a new thing. Policies haven't changed. They haven't started doing anything new. As I said, nothing the fuck has changed. Right? What has changed is the mainstream media is reporting it. Right? Why is the mainstream media been reporting it? Well, you might be sitting scratching your head and going, oh, it's because they think it's a disgrace. They want these companies to do something about it. And then, boom, the companies bounce out today. And remember, Scotland's affected a wee bit different. Our Scottish water is mainly, and this is what the brain told me, being Google, mainly it's still a publicly owned company. I need to do a wee bit more digging. The fact it said mainly leads me to believe there are still some shareholders to some degree, which would mean they have to turn a profit to serve the shareholders, or why would anybody buy shares in a company? So I don't know how that works, being it that should be mainly a publicly owned company. Has it got stocks and shares, but the majority of them are owned by the public? Is that how it operates? Is that how they've structured it? Which means on a certain level, there's still private individuals in there with X amount of fucking money, getting profit from their shares, guaranteed, because no cunt fucking can live without water. Fucking cracks me up. I'm pretty sure I made a video, I don't know if it was a standalone video about it or something, but I seen adverts, and you probably still will, bouncing about Scottish media, telling you to fucking save water, conserve water. You're like, are you having a fucking giraffe? Scotland, Save what? Here, hold on. See all this fucking money you've got, you fucking money grabbing bastards. Build more reservoirs if we need them. You know, to collect all this fucking water that just drops out the fucking sky, pretty much on a constant basis up here in fucking Scotland. You know, a country famous for fucking raining a lot. You dumb fucks. Oh, there goes my ear. Mend the fucking drips. All the leaks. Fucking mend the fucking leaks in the reservoirs we've already got. And if needs be, build a fucking new one to deal with all the fucking motherfuckers we're getting imported left, right and centre. Not these motherfuckers that are importing for the desert, they come over here like that. Ah, this rainwater shit just falls out the fucking sky. Woohoo! Fucking Christmas. Desert no more. Camels no more. Hiding from the sun no more. I live in the desert no more. That's the new fucking Proclaimers. It's called I'm trying to merge something fucking Muslim sounding with Proclaimers and it's not working. Muhammad Claimers. Ah, fuck, it doesn't work. Answers in a postcard. Anybody got it? Anybody knocks it out of the park, let me know. But that's it. Sand no more. Jesus, sandals no more. Camels no more. Drought no more. That's what they're singing on the boats when they're not coming up to Scotland. You take the high road and I'll take a blow-up boat, and I'll be in Scotland before ye, 'cause I'll get a house and you'll live in the street. And I'll have new trainers on my feet. Woo! See, fucking practice this and fucking every night, motherfuckers. But they're the new Scottish songs. They're going to be what we sing to our kids. That's what our kids are going to sing. You take the high road, Muhammad took the inflatable boat road. And he got a house before ye, 'cause he was an asylum seeker and you were a dirty fucking Scot. And Muhammad blessed him before ye. So you take the high road, Muhammad takes him blow up and floatable boat road, and he'll get a house before ye. There's a fucking song in there, I'm telling you, man. Fucking song in there. Fucking number one. You don't understand, girl. Oh my god, I'm getting all musical now. Fucking, I'm inspired with the Muhammad. Fucking take the fucking Muhammad road. That's what it's called. Take the Muhammad road. You take the high road, Muhammad will take the boat road, and he'll have a house before ye, 'cause he is an asylum seeker and you. I need to work on that, man. There's a fucking hit in there. Fucking definitely a fucking hit. And if you like Muhammad's take the Muhammad road, thumbs up this video. As I said, it helps me beat the algos like I'm beating the bookies. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It's almost like I'm possessed by Muhammad's or Muhammad. Oh, somebody put a no in. Controversial. Well, maybe it's just my fucking conspiratard mind, right? I just thought it was very weird that all of a sudden, boom, all these little, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I seen Jesus in Toast. Tell me if you've noticed these wee stories about sewage in the UK waters. If you've noticed that in the last, 6 months to a year, maybe? And in the last 6 months to a year, nothing has changed. There's been no change to protocol and stuff. I'm pretty sure the experts are saying climate change, more extreme weather, we don't have the fucking capacity to deal with the fucking shit. That's why the overflow has to get discharged into the sea. That's their excuses. And then, oh, hold on here. Where's fucking the Kaiser Soze of Conspiratard Land, David Icke? Let's brush him off. You're gimp boy. I'm Kaiser Soze. Do you know that Jews are shape-shifting lizards? Anyway, but remember Kaiser Soze of the Conspiratard world? He said, I've got a gimp hand, that's why I was the goalkeeper. No, but he also said, problem, reaction, solution. That's a perfect example, man. David Shite was fucking right. That's why David Shite stays on the right of the way. Coincidence? I think not. But what was I talking about? Fuck, what was I talking about? Like getting more hammered. Oh, hold on, have I got some suggestions? Old mate, I prefer a steak. Oh, fucking hell, man, you're making me fucking hungry. Yeah, boys, wait till you see this shit. Ugh. This is what I've got to look forward to, man. Just got it. A wee bit of salt, a wee bit of pepper on it. Oh, fuck! And all the fucking shit's dripping on me. Lovely. Lovely wee rump steak. Medium rare. Wee minute each side. Fucking high as a fucking temperatures you can get. And a wee 3 minutes each side on a wee slow burn. Rest it for a good wee 2 or 3 minutes. Some mustard, ketchup, some salad with some onion through it, and some... It's called French dressing, but it's basically fucking honey and mustard. This is shop bought, not my own made shit. Anyway, that's fucking... No, a rump. It's a rump shug. It's a rubbity rump. You know, the only problem with a rump, right, I find, is sometimes I can get my steak a wee bit too raw. You know, that way when the texture is just like fucking kinda like Play-Doh, man. And it's the texture for me. It's no the blood or anything like that, or the taste or anything. It's the texture. That's why I need it like just medium rare, you know. Just half that chewy texture. So anyway, long story short, the rump is kinda hard to fucking get it just done beautifully, because it tends to be a wee bit thicker in the middle than the outsides. So you can counter that by using the spatula and just rattling it down in the middle when you're doing it that wee quick sear and whatnot. Oh, and remember, fucking finish it off with a wee fucking knob of butter. Just as you're getting it this last wee minute. Just to let it soak in. Oh, that lovely Lurpak. Do you know why Lurpak is nicer than any other butter? I know this, but I don't know this, right? But it's easily enough out. Oh, in fact, right, I can ramble. So let's talk about butter. This is actually an interesting fact. And whoever, the marketing genius that put this out into the ether, that allowed me to hear it, is a genius. Because now I ear towards Lurpak butter, because it's better milk or something. Hold on, the brain shall explain. What makes Lurpak butter different from butter made in the UK? It's Danish.
According to Lurpak, lactic cultures are added, giving a fresh and slightly aromatic note with the unmistakable creaminess that creates the characteristic Lurpak flavour. That's it. Lactic cultures are added, giving a fresh and slightly aromatic note with the unmistakable creaminess that creates the characteristic Lurpak flavour. That's it.
See? It's not just butter. It's good culture, motherfucker. So basically when this butter's like a little baby butter bar, It's sitting down there in fucking school and it's got a teacher who's teaching it fucking culture. That's why when you eat it, you can taste its brains. Butter brains. Fucking beautiful. Cause it's salted. Sugar. You know, it does actually say in the small print that you can get salted varieties. But no, like, you know, that isn't the answer I expected. I knew it was something to do with the milk, right? Because UK butter is different for the Danish butter. They do it slightly different. It's just produced slightly different, but that's why Lurpak tends to be that wee bit more expensive and nicer in my eyes. But it's the milk that they use, and then as the brain. I'm fucking trying to correct the brain here. Fucking hell! Better watch myself. I'll get assassinated trying to fucking impersonate the brain. Trying to get a fucking vape together would help, man. Right, I'm going to go and fill up my coffee. And then you talk about butter some what? But make sure it's stuck into the pole and let me know if you think those stories coming out in the press about the sewage, if they were kind of preparing the ground for this new tax. I mean, this, in fact, this is great. It does allow me to ramble on, because there's been a word that's been escaping me, and I've been trying to fucking say it, and it's been escaping me because of my damaged brain. Funnily enough, that's what's damaged. Electioneering. What we're witnessing right now, in my humble opinion, is a lot of electioneering. Over in the States, you've got that fucking dog and pony show. And over here, you've got Sunak, who's kind of like, he thinks he's read the room, and he's came out with all this, the war against motorists is over and all that. You're like, you're the one that's been perpetuating it for fucking ages, you dick. Now all of a sudden, coincidentally, all this before an election. I've read the headline, so it must be true. Apparently they've came out at their today's, it's the Tory party orgy, wasn't it, today? And apparently Sunak came out with all these shit, man, brain fart and a half. No, it was the Tory party conference today in Manchester. Oh, that's right. And he came out and announced, that's what I was going to touch on, the HS2, HSR2, High Speed Rail 2. I can't remember the name of it, but that high speed rail bullshit. You know? Now, let's ask ourselves a question here. These people get into positions of power because, well, right, hold on. There's lots of people get into positions of power for lots of different reasons, right? But it certainly isn't because they're complete bumbling fucking idiots, right? I would imagine most of them would, left to their own devices and given full effort, carry out a task from A to B and the majority of the time achieve it. So when you look at all these government projects, that I might be misusing this word, but I think I'm using it correctly also. All these government projects which turn out to be, what is it? Boom goggles or something? Shit. Does anybody know the word that I don't know that I'm trying to say? Boom goggles? No. It's a fucking crazy word. Right. Basically, I'll simplify it for words that my brain damaged head hasn't forgot. Like quagmires. I'll give you an example. The trams in Edinburgh. Great idea. Initially, at the start of the project, they quote, and I'm pulling these figures out my arsehole, but I'm not too far off. They quoted something like maybe say 100 million or something, 150 million. By the end of the project, it was something like 900 million. And it was like half, it took about 5 times as long. It was a quarter of the size it was meant to be. And along the way, there was an inquiry of the inquiry of the inquiry of the inquiry of the inquiry about the inquiry, right? Which ate up another couple fucking tens of millions of fucking pounds. So all these fucking pigs at the fucking trough. Now, understand what happened here. Edinburgh City fucking... Now, the reason I'm bringing up these details is I don't think this is by accident. I don't think these fucking arseholes who are sitting up here making these decisions, fucking telling us how much it's going to be, fucking can't organise this shit. Can he get a quote fucking right? Can he go like to a company? Here, you want to build us a fucking tram? Aye. Here's a quote. Boom. Okay. Right, see this contract we're going to sign with you? Here's some not so very fucking small print. You go over the fucking quote, you pay for it. Am I a fucking genius? Am I a fucking... Fucking elect me Prime Minister. No project will run over ever again. Because I'll put into the contract, you scum fucks can't run over the quote you're giving us. And then you put that quote out to tenure with all that proviso on every single one of the fucking contracts. So that all the motherfuckers out there give you their best fucking quote based in fucking reality. Not fucking packets under the table, not jobs for your pal. Oh, it's just a coincidence that I go to a country club with little Sam who runs build me a high-speed railway company. Do you know what I mean? And people are wondering how politicians are fucking so fucking rolling in it when they get paid a pittance. Ah, man. Right, I'm glad I'm getting that off my chest. Right, who out there thinks these are mistakes? Or just the way of doing business? You know, they deliberately put in a low fucking quote, knowing they're going to go over, knowing that if they sign the contract, they've got no other fucking choice than to finish it, even if they go 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times over the initial fucking quote. Are these arseholes fucking genuinely fucking retarded and do not have a lawyer amongst them that says, hey, I've got a fucking idea. Put in the contract, they can't go over the fucking quote. And if they do go over the quote, they need to cover it. And in the meantime, if they can't finish the fucking project, they need to go bust. Or they need to fucking start paying us their fucking profits. I mean, this isn't beyond the realms of fucking... It's something that can be achieved. Unless it's all one big fucking scam to fleece taxpayers for fucking money for fucking their pals. Oh my lordy lord, man, that is better out than fucking in. But, is there any cunt out there that is surprised? Like, let's name these, just off the top of my head. Tram, Edinburgh, the high-speed fucking rail piece of shit, the Millennium Dome, fucking hell, what else? Every fucking government-sanctioned, fucking council-sanctioned fucking project always, without fail, runs over. Without any provisos written into the fucking contract. What arsehole? Who's the fucking lawyers for these pricks? Fucking don't drink coffee and go on YouTube. Oh, fuck's sake, hold on. And Go and find me people that when you speak to, don't speak to them the way I was just fucking ranting and leaving a lunatic there, that's counterproductive, but speak to them on a normal level, explain that shit to them, and you'll find very few people that will fucking disagree. They'll go, aye, 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 aye. Who are you voting for? It's just the way it is. I forget the fucking words. Things will never change. Tupac's murderer caught. Hey, I'm just rambling now. Whew. Right. I'll read some of the fucking... Oh, boondoggles. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. That was driving me insane. I knew it was in there fucking somewhere. Hopefully I'm using it correctly. I think I'm using it correctly. But it's like a quagmire, innit? It's like a fucking black hole for fucking money. Just like the projects I touched on. I mean, please anybody else in the chat. I mean, I guarantee off the top of your heads, you could name a lot of local projects that every single one of them went over fucking budget. Then if anybody ever bothered fucking scratching beneath the surface, and this has been done before, by the way, about who's getting the contracts and where, so on and so forth. It's fucking scandalous, man. Scandalous. Anywho, right, so let's have a wee shifty. Vicar, it's fucking out, mate. But I guess the kind of shit that fucking... That's the kind of stuff you don't want to speak with sane people. You start like... Nah, but like, fucking here I'm in the safety of my own fucking four walls. Just with you fellow lunatics watching, man, so I'm all safe. I'm in a safe space. So if you do enjoy these live streams and my lunacy, stick a wee thumbs up. As I said, it helps me beat the algos like I'm beating the bookies. Thank you, Trump. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and it only takes me 20 strokes to get to sleep rather than the 40. Saving energy, y'all. Right, so let's have a wee look at this chat, because I guarantee I've got fucking... Because it's salted. Danny's jizz. I missed that, man. Salty, I'm told. Not that I've ever had any misfires or anything, you know. Dodging bullets. Oh, man. Somebody should start up a fucking YouTube channel called Did He Just Say That? His missus probably got major oil shares. Boondoggles, that's the word, mate. It's the same story with the the ferries, Shug! Boom shakalaka, mate. What's happened with the ferries? How many, like, it's a... Oh, hold on a second. Shug, thank you for bringing that up, mate, but here comes another fucking ramble fucking for a couple of minutes, right? Last thing I heard about the ferries, and this must have been 2-3 months ago, one of the fucking dumbass talking fucking ministers up here came out and admitted that the big shells that are sitting out would be cheaper to scrap the shit that's already there and start again. Scrap it, and it's no getting scrapped, even though it's cheaper to scrap it. Alan, I wish I could get that fucking filter to work, mate. I could only get pictures of that Snapchat filter, but that had me in stitches, buddy. And it wouldn't work on my phone, mate. My phone's no powerful enough to do that, man. Do you know that, like, the one that you're like, I don't know what's happening with my face? And you're just going, oh, mate, I wanted to do one back to like, I think I'm having a fucking stroke. But my phone wasn't having it, man. Fucking shit-ass phone. But hopefully I'll be in a place to upgrade my shit shortly, man. The trams, they're running a tram on the Scottish people. Well said, man. I like that. It's fucking Good play on words, man. I always love that shit. Let it out, bingo. Let it go. Let it go. I only want it. That looks like I've took a hit of snow. Let it go. Let it go. I could do with a little hit of snow. The Dundee waterfront. I don't know if you're up for that, up that neck of the wood, mate. I'm trying to think, is that weird looking building that you don't know whether it's a good looking building or a fucking weird looking one, a bit like that Lloyd's building down in London. I think it's the Lloyd's building. Was it the 70s that it get put up? Maybe the 80s? And the architect's idea was to put the insides and the outside. Oh, here, I don't want to used to think I'm crazy. Ah! Then already even though I just stabbed myself in my eye with my microphone. Occupational hazard. I'm going to find this Lloyd's building. See if I've just made this up in my head. You know, Lloyd's of London, we're one of the most famous companies in the world. Lloyd's, not Ladies of London building. Lloyd's of London building. Aye, I was right, man. Cool. No fucking scatties. Sometimes I think I might be. Right. Rambling on, John. Right, Joe, the Lloyd's of London building. I'm going to even see what the Wikipedia is. See, it's just weird, all the pipes and all that shit are on the outside. See, there's all the pipes. So all the air conditioning, all the electrical stuff, usually that was hidden inside the building. Do you know what? I've never actually seen a picture of inside. And that'll be the modern one because Lloyd's of London's been around for a very long time. It's got its own wiki. Lloyd's building, known as the Inside Out building. Boom! Nailed it! Who'd have thought a little fucking arsehole sitting in fucking Glasgow? Oh, you bit about architecture down in London. Anywho, why the fuck was I talking about that building? Oh, the Dundee waterfront. Let's have a wee look at this. This is a fucking crazy ass looking building as well. Not sure if it's nice or no. That Lloyd's of London building is a very controversial one. Do you know what one is fucking amazing though? Oh, is it the... Oh man, I'm going to fuck this up. Is it the Kelpies? The Falkirk wheel? With a big fucking horse's head and shit, man. That is cool as fuck. Right, let's have a wee look at the Dundee waterfront. Ah, yeah, as it looks like they tried to make it look like a ship or something. That was what the fucking architect said. You can kind of maybe see what he's kind of saying. But it's different, isn't it? It's different. Oh, Shug, how did I forget that fucking Holyrood building? How disgusting. Mate, it looks like it looks like it's made out of a cheap Chinese knockoff of a Meccano set. It really does, it's disgusting, man. Maybe it's just a sign of me getting old again and just hating new buildings and shit. But who knows? Yeah, straight out of Star Wars. It looks like a Star Destroyer. I get you, mate, with those angles. I can see what you're talking about. The most expensive hosted coffee shop in the UK. No doubt, mate. I need to pay for all that fancy water frontage. But, again, boondoggles. Okay, children, word of today, boondoggle. That's a fair... no, but in all honesty, is that not a fucking fun word to say for some reason? Boondoggle. Could you imagine telling that to a kid and I'm just running around constantly? I'll be saying that tonight. Instead of counting sheep, I'm going to go, boondoggle, boondoggle, 3 boondoggle. See, it works. 1 billion. 1 billion? What fucking hell? What the fuck? What the fucking making it out of gold fucking bars? It's not Holly, but it's well rude. Well, I've looked into this and I forgot all the Wikipedia information, right? But I'm going to go down the old school Holyrood fucking thing, you know? It was like, that's the wood the witches used to use for my magic spells. Was Holyrood the same? You know, I looked into it and all that, in that area is synonymous with the head of the Scottish Church. And kings and queens of past, for obvious reasons, but geographically speaking, go and look where it is. It's just south of the Royal Mile, I do believe, which isn't a mile, but an Egyptian Royal Mile, allegedly. Can't see any more. I'll have to kill you. What you seeing on probably Chinese materials. I made a cheap fucking Chinese Macaros. It is a weird ass looking building, man. It's like the Teletubbies were trippy enough, weren't they? Right, but it's like you took LSD, watched the Teletubbies and then tried to design a parliament for them. That is Holyrood Parliament, man. It's a fucking... I think it's a disgrace. What I would have done, man, is I would have went old school and just got hundreds of fucking slaves to start fucking quarrying rock and made fucking big thick rock walls, man. Then I would have got a big white marble staircase bigger than the Vatican's, bigger than Glasgow City fucking chambers. Biggest marble staircase in the world. And a fucking a statue of fucking Lady of Liberty, bigger than the Statue of Liberty, which I'm told is actually quite small. Do you know, everybody thinks the Statue of Liberty is massive, but apparently it's fucking teeny. Not teeny, but it's just the perception you get of it on TV. It isn't actually, and I've not seen it myself. It's just people I've spoke to who have been there. And Ghostbusters lied to us. You know, when Ghostbusters... And you know that's a documentary. The first one. When they turned the Statue of Liberty into a big robot moving thing. Big ghost moving thing. She wouldn't have reached that tall. She wouldn't have reached the top of the buildings. She's that small. Not a lot of people know that. Holyrood in the night garden. Upsy daisy. They say that the last witch to be hanged in Scotland was out my way in Paisley. They have a roundabout memorial where she was hanged or buried. When was that, mate? I bet you it pure surprises is how, relatively speaking, close in history that would have been. I could stick it into the Google, but that would be me trying to spell on my keyboard when I've got my brain and I can just go When was the last witch hanged in Scotland?
1727. According to
Fucking
Wikipedia, Janet Horne, died 1727, was the last person to be executed legally for witchcraft in the British Isles.
Legally? Little town, Durnock. So there may have been millions of other witches killed illegally, you know. So if you're going to kill a witch, you need to do it legally. You need some cunt somewhere with a wig, preferably, to say something that, in Latin maybe, that you don't understand, and to write something on a bit of paper. And once that's happened, it's all good in the hood. But until then, you'll burn in hell. You don't get that guy with a wig who says he's that guy. It's a very complicated system, you know. But trust them. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. What could possibly go wrong? Man's not corrupt. iPhone wide-angle lens do wonders with the size. These days you've got to be tripping balls to be an architect. Oh wow. I was kinda, I done most of my growing up in the new town of Cumbernauld, and I'm not joking. The people who designed that town, and it was a new town, so they basically had a blank fucking canvas and fucking came up with all these crazy ass fucking ideas. Some of them good, some of them crazy. But if you take somebody from who's never been to Cumbernauld, not from Cumbernauld, and you take them through Cumbernauld town centre and try and convince them that it's a town centre and not a prison, you will be hard pushed. I kid you not. I think it won a prize on a Channel 4 fucking programme. Documentary as being the shittest, horriblest town. Aye, mate, exactly, concrete town, mate. These guys just took LSD, fucking invented some moulds and started pouring concrete in it. The fucked up thing is, right, now, apparently this has changed. They've managed to do something to allow them to blow it up. But Cumbernauld was a protected listed building. Cumbernauld Town Centre was a listed building. That's why they've struggled to bomb the fucking shithole. Scumbernauld, Alan. It's not Cumbernauld. It's Scumbernauld. It was a listed building because it was, I think it was the first, if not one of the first, indoor shopping centres in Britain, thus making it a building of architectural importance, and put it on a listed building list. It's a fucking shithole, man. Absolute shithole. They tried to marry residential and commercial residencies in the town centre. That didn't work, and then they just get left fucking derelict in it. Oh man, it's an absolute fucking complete fucking shithole. It's an absolute shithole. Nobody wants to fucking shop there. None of the shops want to be there. The ones that are there just remind you of the sad wee fucking parks you get dotted about all the fucking slum areas with your 10 million bookies, a Greg's, a Chinkies, a fucking Farm Foods. What's the other one? Farm Foods in Iceland. You might be lucky to get a wee Tesco Metro or some shit. You know the script, man. Get them everywhere, man. Here, scumbags. Here's where to spend your pennies. Here's your choice. Here's how to spend your fucking shinies. Okay? Set in it. You see it, man? People hanging around there fucking for the area probably don't even venture away for those wee fucking the shopping areas. Shopping areas get everything they need. Farm Foods, bookies, pharmacy. That's all they need, man. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Oh shit, it's allowed. Gregory's Girl. Gregory's Girl, you'll get an idea about Scumbernauld. It's like there's a part in Gregory's Girl that's just outside my Ma's. And you can see the crazy intentions behind the architects, right? But Shug, you'll get what I'm talking about here, mate. When you're designing a town or a football team, let's say, you want fucking some cunt tried and tested and know some fucking new upstart who may or may not be full of fucking psychedelic drugs like that. Hey man, wouldn't it be good if we do this, man? Wouldn't we do and everything? The shite, the turd might be polished for a wee bit, but eventually, man, that jobby will fall of shite. Because there's no fibre, there's no substance. It'll just all start crumbling. I don't know how I drew analogies between Cumbernauld architects and Michael Beale, but I did. Boom! Nailed it. I was going to talk about one of the successes of Cumbernauld is you can pretty much walk everywhere and anywhere without having to cross a road. I was 16, 18 before Cumbernauld got its first set of traffic lights. And that's because they put in a new Tesco. And the traffic lights weren't for traffic, they were for pedestrians. Because of just where they plunked Tesco, there was a bit that they couldn't get an underpass or anything in. Because if you go to now, you can say the underpasses are great because children don't have to cross the roads and whatnot. Brilliant. But are you more likely to get killed crossing a road or going through an underpass late at night? I remember being young and very surprised at times when I was bouncing about with like my sister and her pals or whatnot, and just anyway. And they would never go under the underpass, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are we going up here over the road? So they would cross the road anyway, so it defeats the purpose because the underpasses came a fucking place for cave trolls. Especially at night time. Fuck, I remember. Oh God almighty, man. It was when, like, between the ages of, like, sort of a 14 to, like, fucking 20, 21, man, it was just, like, fucking mental on pills. And sometimes we would hang about the Ravenswood Greenfalls Tunnel. And this was before mobile phones and fucking having music in your pocket and all that kind of shit. So we were just bouncing about, no music and stuff, but full of fucking pills out of tits. We just have our own raves in the fucking tunnel. Just like, oh man. And it was great fun at the time, but it must have been so intimidating for any cunt fucking having to. In the Greenfalls Ravenswood Tunnel, there isn't much options to go and cross a road because there's a main carriage, a dual carriage above you. So there is no place to cross that road. If you want to go from Greenfalls to Ravenswood, vice versa, you have to go another 10 minutes up the road and cross the bridge up the road because there's a bunch of young cunts all fucking out their tits, standing up and down like fucking dancing, and they're in a rave with no music. Just go, oh, those were the days. Aye, mate. It's just my fucking head's wired fucking badly damaged. But moving forward, man, I don't want to do that shit. My fucking wanting to get tripping at my tits days are behind me, man. Even like, a wee touch of the cocaine and that every now and again, man. I'm a bit, you know, like, right. It's not the worst thing in the world, but when's this wear off? I go to my bed. On the mushies for Pallyrig. No, it was Dullater, mate. One of your buddies was a fucking greenkeeper up at Dullater golf course, and aye, man. As many mushies as you wanted. On tap. A pally rig was good for a wee golf. We round of golf when you were younger, man, and fucking you were having a round of golf with your pals and fucking you were getting played through about 90 times. Because you're all fucking young guys struggling. I had my dad, I've still got them, they're up my ma's. I've got my dad's old clubs, right, and I was a young fucking like 11, 12-year-old boy, skinny wee rat, man, and fucking this big massive fucking leather bag and shit, could hardly move the fucking thing. This is, and didn't have any wheels or anything. This was before any of that shit, or my dad didn't have any of that shit at least. Anywho, right, so we touched on the Ukraine shit, but let's go and look in a wee bit more detail. Tried acid in Swedgers but never tried mushies. Well, shug each to their own, man. People swear by mushies and say it's a great life altering and whatnot experience. I done DMT and that fucking changed me, man, definitely. I don't know, I would never say never, but I've not got that, fucking hallucinogenics, anymore. Well, the weird thing is now, Alan, mate, the drugs that are doing the rounds nowadays, man, it's the latest designer shit. Now, as I said, I was watching Power 50 Cent's documentary about gangs in America, and they were touching on like designer drugs and all that shit. And let's see, what designer drugs have I tried? DMT, I don't think that's so designer because that's kind of organic and shit. I tried this hallucinogenic, I call it CP3O, but that's not what it's called. Some fucking blah blah blah, fucking some number or some shit. And that was an hallucinogenic, and it was the strangest fucking tripping balls, but you're still there, and you just. And again, when I was like fucking gone with that, man, I was just like, when's this over? You know, no like any euphoria. Something saying I didn't get the euphoria that I used to associate with a lot of that shit. Suppose it depends where your head's at as well, man. MCAT, what's that, man? That sounds like a crazy drug. I think I've heard about that. It's that fucking shit for fucking the Amazon or something that you chew. Jeffrey, you a big mushy fan? See, if I was to go near mushies again, what I would experiment with is the microdosing. You know, like, well, self-explanatory, isn't it? I would do that for like a happy wee anti-anxiety fucking glow instead of in a new fucking universe, man. Turning a hat, your thoughts can just go completely fucking south, and because you're tripping out your tits, it's hard to recover them. And that's my problem, man, because that's happened to me a few times. If you start fucking, if your head's not in the right place, and then you start fucking thinking about that when you're tripping out your tits, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. MCAT is powder, speedy. It's what they use to advertise. Hold on. See if am I tripping? I'm wanting to see if that's what I've got through here. I don't think it is. No, it's maca. Ginseng. Black maca. Oh fuck. Yeah, black maca I've got. Okie doke, before we go and start having a lesson in drugs, or drug education, I love that chat, man, because that's where you get your best info, man, chewing the cud with other folk. Excuse me. Although, as we just touched on there, I'm getting a bit older, and I'm quite happy with the drug set that I know. You know, like your drug staples, the ones that you know where you're at with. Like your coke, weed. That's pretty much it for me. You know, I don't know. I'm not actively seeking out fucking any chemical drugs or whatever anymore, man. Anyway, fuck. Away from drugs, aye, easily done. Let's touch back on Ukraine. Some of yous may or may not be aware of some of this stuff. It's always worthwhile going back and touching on this. I have spoke about this recently. It's always good to show the Wikipedia page, because then you know I'm channeling the wiki. But it's just a few things. So the Maidan uprising, that's when all the violence happened. The coup happened that it has led to this war. I'm trying to think what the argument would be against that. Oh shit, man, I'm just looking at my fucking mic. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. Testing the mic around the clock tonight. Shit, man, sorry, man, I must have been blasting your fucking ears out. Maybe that's a wee bit better, a wee bit more palatable. I'm doing that deliberately. Testing the levels. Right, so rewind. This is when the violence started, which led to the current warfare we've got. If you listen to press for all angles, it will get dressed up in 1,000,001 different things. This is how I understand it. Right, the rights and the wrongs, whether I'm wrong or right, how accurate that's just how I understand it, and it's my best attempt to understand it honestly. I'm going to start doing some fucking videos like person or bot, because like I stuck a few videos up about Ukraine, British troops, so on and so forth, the kind of the shit flinging that's happening within the media, and some of the comments I was getting back as just bizarro. One of them was bizarro, right? I think they asked me if I supported. I don't know. Like, one of them asked me, get rid of the Provo look. It doesn't suit you, and I'm like, what fucking. Does it, like, honestly, I'm sitting here saying it must be AI. It's only a fucking robot could see a fucking Union Jack behind me. Fucking, I see the Solomon out of fucking lodge. Only a robot, and then turn around and go, a Provo look. Provo is the fucking our slang for like a provisional IRA member, right? So a Celtic fan of Fenian. I'm not in the IRA. I just like to bro shit up. Right? And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And I can't remember if it was this one. It was on the Tickety Talks, actually, because my comment got banned, and then I appealed and it got reinstalled. And I went, are you a robot? You know, if you're a robot, it's robot law that you have to tell me that you're a robot. And hey, the question you just asked me makes no sense. So, are you a robot? Robocock. And because I said Robocock, it triggered the chinkies. And they fucking blocked my comment, and then I appealed and I got back up. So for future reference, Robocock is allowed by the chinkies in Tickety Talk land. Just remember that. Right. lost my train of thought now because reading shit. Right, hold on, we will go into that. Giza filter and Rambo. Don't. Do you know what, Alan? See, when I will in a wee bit, but believe it or not, technically it can't be done right now. just the way I need another computer screen. But I'll get it done, mate. I shall get it done. And oh fuck. Moving forward, I'll need to fucking jiggery pokery shit up with my broadcasting software, create new scenes and shit. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility of me swapping this cam for my fucking cartoon cam. And putting that here. Oh my god, it's hard to fucking make sense of this stuff in your mind. But anywho, right, so what happened in Maidan, right? Yanukovych, who was democratically elected, nobody's saying that it was a fraudulent election or anything, he was democratically elected. He tended to be in the pro side, the pro-Russian side of things. In fact, let's just read this, because it's exactly what I said. In one of my previous thingies. The Maidan uprising was a wave of demonstrations and civil unrest in Ukraine, which began on 21st November 2013 with large protests in Maidan Square in Kyiv. Mum, I'm really hungry. Can I have some chicken Kyivs tonight, please? That's the way forward, folks. A wave of demonstrations and unrest in Ukraine, which began in 2013 in the square. And the protests were sparked by Yanukovych's sudden decision. Right, now listen to how this is framed. Just listen to how this is framed, because this, although you could actually say it's factually right, but it's framed and written in such a way that it's got negative connotations on one side. Right? So, Yanukovych's sudden decision, he was the fucking Prime Minister, he could decide whatever he fucking wanted at the fucking drop of a hat if he wanted to change his fucking mind. If he wanted to. Some would argue that isn't actually what happened, right? But just listen to this. Sudden decision not to sign with the European Union. So he decided not to change. So it wasn't as if he stopped anything or changed anything. He decided to keep things as they were. Do you know what? See all this change you're ramming down our throats? Nah, thank you, thanks. But no thanks. I'm democratically elected, which allows me to make these decisions. Thank you, European Union, but you can take your croissants and your fucking, your steak pies and shove them up your fanny. You Babalenka bastards. Fuck off. Right? Perfectly within his remit as a democratically elected president. But no! Western elements who used all opposition, mobilised them. That's where you get the Nazi element, because down in Mariupol you had that little wee clique of the Nazis who were militant. And remember, during war, the enemy of your enemy is your fucking friend, and that is why the West used that little clique, because they were already disciplined, regimented, they had the structure, and they were fucking anti-Russian. They were anti-Russian all the way back to World War II, when they were ball deep with the Nazi party fighting the fucking Soviets. And when I say Nazis then, it was the genuine fucking Nazis. We've just witnessed. Somebody told me about this the other day, man. This is the shit I've missed when I've fucking turned this crap off. There was Waffen SS, Ukrainian soldiers who served under the Nazi party Waffen SS Brigade or some shit, fighting for the Nazis against the Soviets inside Ukraine, were honoured, and this was in the last couple of weeks or months, inside the Canadian Parliament. Because there's hundreds of ex-Ukrainian patriots, not immigrants, not refugees, patriots, expats. You know, see when it's a white cunt that we're fucking told we've no to hate, they're in a different country. He's just emigrated. He's an expat. Well, 9 times out of 10 British cunt. He's on the run. Custodial crime. But we're not invading armies. No, that's the brown man's game. So I'm told. Right, shit. Get on fit. So, that's what happened. Economics. Right, so right up until this point, there was no cunt in black masks organising themselves, using military tactics. Oh my god, fucking ghost. And the fucking ghost is fucking like the ghost with the most stole my fucking flow. Right, but anyway, like, if you go and look what happened during Maidan, this wasn't your Tom, Dick and Harry going, oh, I hate fucking Yanukovych. This was organised brigades that were either trained by Western elements, trained, or straight up fucking boots on the ground Western elements. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, during the Maidan fucking protests and shit, John McCain... oh my god, I'm losing my voice. John McCain and Victoria Nuland were there giving out cookies and shit. Literally giving out cookies. And we're sold in the West that was a natural uprising of the people against the great horrible Yanukovych, no democratically elected guy who get violently fucking overthrown out of power by elements who then changed the whole economic model. Yanukovych didn't want to change fuck all. Status quo. New mob wanted to change the whole fucking thing and gear the whole of the Ukrainian economy towards the European Union, not the Russian Fed. And you might think, well, that's just bullcrap. What difference does that make? Here in the UK, we've got, depending what age you are, you'll have the experience of the economic structure changing. Over here, it was moving from metric to from the imperial to metric measures, so on and so forth. And that's stuck in the crow for a lot of people, you know, from being able to get a pint of milk and all that kind of fucking jazz, right? Still actually kind of rings true to a certain extent, in the sense that you can get a pint of milk over here. Because we fucking demand it, because we're British. But you'll still get your fucking millilitres and all that whacked on it as well, you know? But it's all these things. Whereas, like, to have the Ukrainian economy flourishing, or at least operating to the level it was before this war, wouldn't have to do a thing, wouldn't have to spend a penny. It was all geared towards the Russian Federation. That's where a lot of its trade used to go to. But no, they had to change fucking everything and gear it towards the European Union, thus giving them more power over Ukrainians' economy in general, because if they're gearing their economy towards the European Union, and the European Union have their financial institutions, and the financial institutions, through whoever's influencing them, can pull the levers and the cogs in the machine to influence economies all around the world, if you get me. So it was economic, but it's power at the end of the day. If you control the economy of a country, you control the fucking country, don't you? Is that a fair statement? Anywho, so all right, Roberto. That's that. Down in Mariupol. I think that's where those Nazi brigades are and stuff. I do believe. Let me see, I've just no missed. Aye, because number one, bothered about the war for years, even though thousands were killed on each side. Reweed my rewind. Cookies Newlands maiden. Hi Jeffrey, man. Not on the chase anymore. Back to the drug talk. And the PM campers, alright Roberto, my man. Hopefully life's treating you well, mate. And if it is, you must be the only cunt. Canucks share the bed. Cookie Newland. I just remember the Russians intercepting a phone call when she was on the fucking phone and she would get caught telling them to fuck the EU. Oh, it was beautiful. Russia's on the ball when it comes to that shit, man. They're not as far behind as they used to be when it comes to all those phone call intercepts and shit, man. And that Newland thing was beautiful. Now, I'm going to show my ignorance here, right? Because I don't know the mechanics of how that phone call would have been intercepted, right? I'm stabbing in the dark and going on my education through the power of Netflix films and shit. So I'll be bang on the money, of course. But I'm wondering how that phone call got intercepted. Right. Newland, she was fucking something estate at the time. I'm going off memory here, so I could be completely wrong, right? But McCain was a member of Parliament, if you want to call it, that's what we'd say over here. But he was elected at the time. And so was Newland. She was the Secretary of State, I believe. So I would imagine if a Secretary of State or any branch, any member of the government, fucking to the higher ups, to the lower downs, was going to a foreign country with possible unfriendly elements, maybe trying to intercept your communications, you would imagine they would have some sort of a secure phone, in the sense that they wouldn't be using just their own mobile phone and shit, right? Anywho, what I'm saying is like, and I'm just spitting shit here, man. I as I say, I have no clue. I'm just theorising as to how this phone call got intercepted. Was it elements that were still loyal to Russia inside the Ukrainian apparatus who intercepted it? In the sense that when Newland went into Ukraine, did the Ukrainians guarantee them secure lines? Which it was in a sense, but they didn't understand there might have been somebody within the Ukrainian apparatus with their ear to the wall. Do you know what I mean? That's just, I'm just fucking putting out ideas there anyway. And remember, if you do enjoy rambles from a madman's mind, anything and everything is up for discussion. And chat room participation is strongly encouraged. Paul, alright my man, long time no see. Hopefully you're okie dokie. So that's what I wanted to talk about, with how this whole thing started, the Euro Maiden, the Euromaidan. Yanukovych, he's in exile in Russia now. But again, you can go and look into him being democratically elected. It's interesting to go and see how Yanukovych was kind of partnered up with Petro Poroshenko, who took his place for a while and stuff. And they have a prime minister and president as well. You know, the separation of kind of like the head of state and parliament and whatnot. It's interesting. I've not fully got my head round it. I used to know more than I can remember now, to be honest, but it's interesting and very worthwhile touching base with when you're trying to get your head round the kind of power structures inside Ukraine. What's the guy's name? Alright, Paul, hopefully life isn't treating you too shitty, mate. Maybe that's a more accurate thing to say. The guy, the head dude, I'm trying to think his name, it's in there, Yanovich or some Vitch anyway. But somebody in the comments on the TikTok or the YouTubes or whatnot was saying the other day that the people know that he used to play a president in that soap. And I had heard that, but the funniest bit for me was he was in Ukrainian's version of Strictly Come Dancing. I mean, he's a fucking reality TV star, and then he gets a Uber gig. The Uber reality TV star gig is being the fucking head of Ukraine. But it goes to show that, like, a lot of people, me included, hold America up as the biggest fucking joke of a fucking democracy scam in the world. But you go elsewhere, man, it's crazy days as well. I mean, you got this fucking ballroom dancing fucking actor as president, and where the fuck is it? Is it the Philippines? They've got that boxer cunt. The boxer guy who became such a national hero because he was a good boxer. They went, this guy can punch fuck out of cunts. Let's make him president. Is he president or prime minister? I don't know. King Dong anyway, man. Pacquiao, I think, something Pacquiao. I'm not really big into my boxing, to be quite honest, man. It's like I love sport. I can get right into sports, man. Fucking Formula 1 and motor racing, how fucking boring, man. Right? It's just, and boxing as well. I mean, you could literally watch one race, one fight, and you've seen everything that's ever going to fucking happen. Ever. Oh, check this out. This guy changed these wheels 0.21 of a second quicker than that guy. Oh my god, isn't that fucking brilliant? Oh, fuck I actually did genuinely blink and miss that groundbreaking fucking movement with the tyre there. Don't know what I'll do. Right, let's move on, John. Right, so that's how this shit all started, and then we had Operation Orbital. Operation Orbital was the code name. Come in, Jeffrey. Come in. It's launched in 2015. It was to train and support armed forces of Ukraine. What? 22,000 Ukrainian military personnel before it was suspended. So this isn't anything new. It's, well, this is semantics. British troops have been in Ukraine training Ukrainian soldiers. They pulled out when Russia invaded. Why did they pull out when Russia invaded? Because they didn't want British troops in the same theatre of war, I think they would class it, as Russian troops. Because then you would have the possibility of two armed nations in the same, two nuclear armed nations in the same theatre of war, with the possibility, because warfare isn't fucking predictable, of either side killing either side deliberately, accidentally, or just in the fucking fog of war, who fucking knows. And then you have some big fucking questions to ask. Very big questions to ask. Then you have Cuban Missile fucking crisis on Viagra. So, got suspended because Russian military was coming into that theatre of war. So I think what they've done then is take it out of the Ukrainian soil, put it in the NATO base, put the training programmes into the NATO bases surrounding Ukraine and Russia. So it was still happening in the sense that the troops were still getting trained by the West. It just wasn't on Ukrainian soil. which logistically slowed things down. That's why the Defence Secretary has now came out after questions being asked and not ruled out going straight back to having it inside Ukraine, because logistically it's better. You know, I don't know where these bases are. Fucking, is it Romania and shit? The reason I say Romania is because that's where one of the cyber attacks of the Russians who apparently cyber attacked the royal family website attacked as well. One of their attacks was Romania. So was that attack done in Romania because they're hosting a NATO base training Ukrainian troops? That's needs to be stabbing in the dark, man, and it would not surprise me. And anybody at home's got the power of the Googles, feel free to let me know. Zelensky, that's the one, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. It's me, Crane. Nay, Ukraine. My Crane. Zelensky cannot reach the Black Keys. Unscripted. Klitschko. Aye, that's the one. That's the. Maybe is it Philippines? Isn't it? I think I'm right. That's that neck of the wood anyway. Ask your protectionist. Sarma suppository is right for you. Right. So, I think I touched on. I kind of rambled about that. So it was finished in 2015 when Russia invaded. As I was touching on there, the training didn't stop. It just logistically moved out of Ukraine. And fast forward. This was the Defence Secretary. There is an opportunity. And language matters in these things, because they're typically reading a script that's either been written by a lawyer or it certainly went by the eyes of a lawyer. There is an opportunity to bring more things in country, in quotation marks. That's weird as fuck. There is an opportunity to bring more things in country, but the quote marks start at the start, but then inside the quote marks there's more quote marks. Now my fucking English and grammar and stuff is close to non-existent. I'm not going to lie, right? That's not even a way of a joke. It's close to non-existent. I am one dumb, stupid motherfucker who didn't pick any of this shit up in school and hasn't managed to learn it since. So I'm easily confused. But why is there two sets of quotation marks there if it's one quote? Does it matter? Is there a difference? I don't know. Defence Secretary Grant Sharps tells the Sunday Telegraph. An interview with the Telegraph, which took place following a briefing with the Chief of the General Staff on Friday. Sharps said he has been talking today about eventually getting the training brought closer and actually into Ukraine as well. Particularly in the west of the country. I think the opportunity now is to bring more things in country and not just training, but we're also seeking UK defence firm BAE just down the road for me. One of their sheds, for example, move into manufacturing in country. Says, oh, brilliant! So they're actually See, sending all these bottle of bombs and bullets for fucking the UK, it's taking too much effort. Let's just move the factories over there. Now, think of this. How long is this war going to fucking go on for if they're talking about setting up fucking war factories in-house? Did they even do that during World War II? I don't think they had fucking time. genuinely don't think they had time. I think they were thinking of, get the shit from where we're fucking making it, our countries, fucking pop it over there and use it to fight the fucking other force. Don't go over there, set up... Oh my god. It's mental, innit? It's absolutely mental. The UK and other NATO members have so far avoided setting up military presence in Ukraine to reduce the risk excuse me, of direct conflict between the alliance and Russia. So what's changed? What has changed? Right, now, to me, if you read between the lines, this means the West is losing. They're certainly not winning. You could say it's a quagmire. Russia's happy with that. The longer this goes on, the better it is for the Russian Fed. Remember, the Russian Federation kind of shares a border with their war front, whereas technically speaking, Ukraine doesn't share a border with NATO, but it's obviously getting a lot of support under the table. That's not even under the fucking table. They're just getting lots of support for NATO. Medvedev, chairman of Russia's Security Council, that's technically his title. I think he is like foreign minister, along those lines. I think that's his kind of responsibilities, I think. Suggested that British soldiers training Ukrainian troops in Ukraine would make them legitimate targets for Russian forces. The move would turn your instructors into legal targets for our armed forces, Medvedev said on Telegram, knowing full well that they will be mercilessly destroyed, and not as mercenaries but precisely as British NATO specialists. Well, here's another thing that I think was a robot that's going to go into my series, robot or person. I was talking about this and I showed the Reuters fucking the Reuters article. And then there was a comment, and what the fuck was it? You've bought the Russian propaganda. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm reading out of Reuters. It certainly isn't pro-Russia. Quotes that as much spin and conjecture as Reuters may do, they don't make up quotes. They can take them out of context. They can jiggery pokery. They can scale with it and spin it, definitely. But they don't make up quotes. And the quotes that I was quoting from Reuters were all over the Western press. Probably because that's where they got the fucking source for it, to be honest, because a lot of the Western press just use Reuters. And then there was this comment saying, like, you're talking shite, you're just listening to the Russian propaganda. And I'm like, huh? What's the Russian propaganda about me reporting on Medvedev talking about in response to what the Britons came out with but Britain's Defence Secretary has said in public? And I'm reading this, I'm like, right, hold on, I'm trying to respond. You know, like, genuine up, like, you're right, okay, you disagree, like, okay, let's have a crack and a giggle or something like that. But it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I think I might have started this and then rambled off elsewhere. One of the comments started asking me if I was Michelle Begum's. If I support Michelle Begum. I bet. Yeah, you just believe this, you're on this side or some shit. I bet you support Michelle Begum. You know that fucking Al Qaeda woman that went away to be a fucking Al Qaeda whore? Or what was it, ISIS whore? And now she's trying to get back in the country and all that shit. She's British. And I never said a word about her or ISIS. I don't even think I touched on fucking Muslim shit. Talking about, Bizarro. Bizarro, I don't know if these are just fucking illiterate fucking windy licking rain men, or it's like a fucking AI algo that can't understand my accent, gets some shit fucked up, and spews out these fucking automated responses that just doesn't make any fucking sense. Aye, stop with the Provo stuff. Aye, right, mate. What do you want me to do? Oh, man. Fucking hilarious. Anyway, let's have a wee look at the chat. Ask your proctologist. Always think it's Peep Show guy when it's Grant Shapps. In light of the recent missile strikes destroying existing Ukrainian industrial plant and machinery in the past day, investing in any new or existing weapon facilities, bad investment. Well, that's a very good point, mate. I think it goes without saying, if that plan of building weapon factories inside Ukraine went ahead, Russia certainly would be trying to blow that shit up, man. You're better losing 2 planes fucking taking out a factory than you are letting the factory spew all the weapons of war onto the war field. What's the word I'm looking for? The war front, the fucking battlefield. Fucking hell! Don't do drugs, kids. I'm a good example. Don't do drugs. God, I need glasses. Are you talking? Oh fuck, mate! I need to get prescription sunglasses. Reuters protection department putting on the Ritz. Aye, so let's say speaking later on Sunday, UK Prime Minister, the Romulan himself, was quick to quash any suggestions a move could happen soon. Could happen soon. Not that it will happen, but will happen soon. Right? What does soon mean? Right? He could do that in 2 hours' time after saying that and went, aye, well, when I said soon, I meant fucking half an hour. 2 hours? That wasn't soon, that was 2 hours. You know, semantics, lawyer talk, fucking saying a lot, but saying sweet Fanny Adams. Sunak said he wanted to be absolutely clear about the situation, stressing that Britain had been training Ukrainian citizens and soldiers for a long time within the UK. I wish I could remember the 5th of November. Coming soon, folks. There was somebody in my chat talking about, I forget the dude's name, sorry dude, if you see this. And he was talking about a particular area he was in, which I forget. I'm not keeping secrets, I just forget what area he says. And he's seen like busloads of Ukrainians and shit. You know, which is fucking the kind of sticks in your memory if you see that shit, especially with the war in Ukraine and all that right now. And everybody on hyper alert for brown people in boats. So, Sunak's no Bergerac. Aye, and the dude's seen hundreds of Ukrainians on buses, and it was like at a service station or something, I do believe he said, which would make perfect sense if these were Ukrainian citizens or soldiers getting shipped over here to get trained to go back and die in the war, the battlefields of Ukraine. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, yeah, folks. And remember, if you do appreciate these live streams and stuff, stick a wee thumbs up. It helps me beat the algos and beat the bookies. It also makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And as I said, without going into too much details, all I'll say before I go to sleep, 20 strokes instead of 40. Cuts my time in half. You know? That's all I'm saying. Cheris in the evening, Cheris. Hopefully you're well. Sunak ain't no Bergerac, that's for sure. Right, let's see if there's any other push we can go over. That was me just looking for the Reuters, but the political thing. And I believe, if you want to know the chicken and the egg, I think this Reuters shit came first. Typically the Reuters stuff is the genesis for a lot of the spin shite that you get in the mainstream media. Because what I did notice is I say obviously, right? I got this when I went to the teat of this story. It was Reuters. I put this out on the Tickety Talks and the YouTubes, and somebody left a comment on either, I can't remember, and they said this should be in the British press, and I'm like, it's not in the British press. So it's just how they decide to report it. You know what you say, the editorial stance. The fact that the Defence Secretary has came out and said that shit straight after the meeting and then been corrected by his PM leads me to believe it's happening, but they want to keep it on the down low. That's my stab in the dark. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't know. You decide what you think's happening. I'm not any arbiter of truth. I'm just like yous and trying to piece together a very fucking complex fucking puzzle using fucking information that you don't know how's accurate or not on the fucking interwebs. My throat's going a wee bit. Just noticed you went live 1 hour ago, my bad. That's alright, cheers. It's all recorded and on repeat for people to peruse at their leisure. But it's always good to get the wee interaction on the chittity chat when I can stop fucking rambling like a lunatic and actually read the shit. Put that together with my inability to read and see. I do my best to interact with the bloody shit that I see on the screen. Oh shit, hold on. Right, so I think I've went through all this shit, or have I? Because I was going to put the filter on to keep Alan happy, because I know he wanted some wank material. He wanted a cartoon kip for his wank bank tonight. Russian hackers, right, doing a DDoS attack is hacking sweet Fanny Adams. A DDoS attack is some windy licking fucking sticky keyboard teenager downloading a fucking program for some fucking retarded forum somewhere, putting the program on their computer, typing in a website and pushing a button. I know what it is. Sitting there going, I'm anonymous, we do not forgive, we do not forget, and drilling, fucking thinking he's a master hacker. Like, mate, you downloaded a program and pushed a fucking button. You fucking donut. So, honestly, I wonder, that's what, like, when you read the fucking press about hackers and stuff, you're like, they hacked fuck all. DDoS attacking some cunt and bringing their website down for 90 minutes. Isn't he hacking fuck all? Anybody who has any technical knowledge or whatnot, please fill us in the comments. I know sweet Fanny Adams, but I know that DDoS and attack somebody isn't he hacking. It's pushing a button. So it's putting in a website, in a program, and pushing a button, and that program then rapidly tries to connect to that website in succession. This is the best way I understand it and can explain it. Thus making it impossible for others to access it. Thus being a denial of service attack. The website itself is all untouched, unmolested, unchanged. No code, no nothing has been broke, no passwords have been cracked. All that's happened is people haven't been able to get through. Think of it this way. Imagine your old phone. Remember before mobile phones and shit? Imagine constantly ringing a landline and just constantly keeping it busy so no one else can fucking phone. Same idea. Only on the tinterwebs. I just remember, it just swamps a site with traffic from a load of bots. Spot on, Paul. That's that's a simplification of it, and people who try to complicate it, I think, are just trying to make themselves look trying to make themselves look more intelligent than they actually might be, you know? Or like people do this and then try to say they're hackers. You're not a fucking hacker, you're just pushing a fucking button. Normally encouraged by some cunt else who has their hand up your fucking arse. Oh no, I'm not an NPC. I'm anonymous. I'm a hacker. Right. Anyway, that's enough of that. Just note Howard Moon for PM. Time for Mighty Bush at number 10. I know what Mighty Bush is. I wouldn't say I wasn't a fan, I just never watched a lot of it. I know that one of the guys from Mighty Bush, or maybe I'm wrong, is now on the Great Bake Off. You know, the cunt that looks like a goth or whatever. Romulan. Shug. Try and tell me fucking Sunak is not a fucking Star Trek character, man. Have you seen that cunt? He's fucking emotionless. Fucking... his skin is made on a fucking 3D fucking printer, man. There's no a blemish on it. I think he's... If he's not a Romulan, he's a fucking robot. Have you ever seen his a hair on his head move? Has he got hair like Spartacus? Oh, I'm showing my knowledge of kids' TV programmes there. Yeah, so let me throw that. Oh shit, I need to give Alan his wank material. Alright, and there's a wee prize for the people who worked on the mRNA technology for the vaccinations behind COVID. And I can just imagine how triggering this story will be for a lot of people out there. I mean, on both sides of the argument, there's been a large number of people, if not the majority of the demographic of both the pro and anti-vaccination camps in general, and in particular in and around the COVID vaccination, and they've been drove militant, where each side will think the opposing side having an opposing point of view from them will make them the devil incarnate. Evil! People are out there banding that about because some cunt fucking believes in vaccines. Fucking evil! I'm like, you fucking believe that? It's like Alex Jones bouncing up and down and fucking declaring people literal demons. And then bouncing about telling you the truth. Like you're talking about fucking hocus pocus shit, you fat fucking lump of shite. What is it about these fucking fat, gibbering fucking tubs of lard? And fucking make them think that they can bounce up and present themselves as some sort of an authority of how you should and shouldn't live your life and decisions you should or shouldn't make and what is true and what's not. You're one matchstick fucking bar of chocolate away from fucking death. Fucking Mike Graham and fucking... Mike Graham, man, just sits there and fucking... Honestly, man, he moves and then the rest of his body just jiggles for about 15 minutes. I'm not kidding on, it's uncomfortable to watch. Before they started broadcasting that fat prick, I wouldn't go as far to say I was a fan. I used to get enjoyment out of listening to him, right? See now, because you've got the meld of fucking these visuals as well as what he's saying, can't he stand the prick? You know, independent Republican Mike Graham. Mate, you're employed with fucking Rupert Murdoch, you fat fuck. How independent are you? No very. Fucking idiot. It's very funny when you're listening to all that shite and they're all up there like that. GB News, the voice of the people. Talk radio, the home of common sense. You're like, give me fucking 5 minutes to ask you a couple of fucking yeah or nay questions. Come to my Saturday night game show, yes, no, or fucking die, you fat fuck, and see how long you last in my fucking soundproof box with a guillotine round your neck. If I can get a guillotine big enough for you, you fat fuck. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I'm rambling. I'm allowed. Anyway, that's fucking something that does my tits in, man. I mean, it's like, right, okay, brilliant, have a point of view and all that, but like, that's their shtick. If they weren't presented or didn't try and present themselves as an air of authority, they wouldn't be employed. Rupert Murdoch wouldn't employ some cunt who didn't try and pass themselves off as, I know better than you. You know how to eat better than me. Anyway, shit. I talked about the Lloyd's building and that. Okay. Now, I bet shit Alan's in his bed. Now, technically... Oh, well, I thought I could do it. But maybe not. No, I don't. No. Right. So, I need to do it. Is try and get a wee bit more even Steven, you know what I mean? This is all the fanning about I usually do it beforehand. But I think that might be just a wee teeny bit better. There we go. Just need to shake myself into it. And remember, at home, if you like Cartoon Kip and the rest, which would be a shock, but if you do, I need a shite, right? But if you do, you can always stick a wee thumbs up. Share it with your friends, your family, and your foes. I think me, I'm watching The Sword in the Stone. Oh man, you know what would that be like? That'd be like fucking Excalibur, wouldn't it? With that fucking sword and shit, man. There's my Excalibur there. But there you go, Alan. Just for you, mate. Put that in your wank bank. We'll be alright then, mate, when anybody starts dropping. Oh fuck, let's have a wee look at the poll, right? So 67%, 15 votes. Well, that's pretty good, man. Thank you, everybody. Anybody that hasn't participated in the wee poll? Cartoon Kip says, jump to the poll. Shit, just fucking morphed for fucking one dimension to the other, man. I've been fucking hanging around with Spider-Man too much. All these multiverses and shit. Prefer it in here. 27% say not sure. And 7% say no. I've not really even touched on that topic. Well, I have. I've not showed any web pages talking about it. But I'm Cartoon Kip, so I don't know. But, I don't know. I mean, I missed this in the chat earlier on. Did anybody else notice in the past 6 months to a year, the stories coming out about the sewage getting released into the sea. And then, boom shakalaka, as if out of nowhere, and this isn't affecting Scotland, only England. The way they have it structured is different from us. And they're getting hit with a price increase of over £100 a year. Now, every household has water. So there's just under 60 million in England and Wales, which this will affect. And so, with 60 million, hold on, I'll actually do this because I do actually have a calculator on this fucking computer, man, tech fucking knowledge. So, let's call it £110, but I think it was more than that, right? £110 times 60 million. Right? Oh, fuck. Now, I think I'm saying this right. I might have fucked up a wee bit, but I think it's 6.6 billion. 6.6 billion. Now, how much would it cost you to get a couple of stories about fucking jobbies floating in the beaches for a year? Certainly wouldn't it, $1 million? 2 million? 10 million? 15 million? 20 million? And it's still worth the 6.6 billion payoff that you can fucking score by shoving a fucking price increase up the fucking citizen's asshole at the threat of having jobbies in your water. How do you like those jobbies? Usually I'd say apples, but we're on the jobbies now. Eh? Do you want to go swimming with the floaters? Fucking, I'm so fucking serious there, my fucking serious face came on. Do you see me grow a beard there? Fucking, that's fucking how old this shit's me. I grew a beard in fucking 2 seconds. Then it went away again and fell out because of the chemo. Fucking world's killing me. It's a bit of Caddyshack chocolate bar. What the fuck? Did you see I just fucking flashed my mushroom? My voice does suit that dial. Mate, some cunt said I sounded like a fucking chipmunk the other day, man. Yeah, I'm getting. What do you mean? My Bobby's not out. What the fuck am I doing? With that? Oh, when I was moving that camera about? Nah. My Bobby. I don't think my Bobby was out. I wasn't hearing it. Alright, Alan. Mate, you had me worried there for a second, man. I thought fucking the camera had fucking caught a switch in my snatch. Woo! What did Roddy Rowdy Piper used to do? Woo! Something like that. I'm pulling your tit, mate. Oh, man. Aye, so. Anywho, what time are we at? Oh, fuck, it's 20 past. Fucking hell, man. 20 past 11. How the fuck's that went so on so long? Anywho, I'm going to do it off because I've got a steak there, which is going to be more at room temperature. Hold on, actually. I'm going to stick the cooker on. Get it up to speed. Oh. So, thank you everybody that has joined and whatnot and enjoyed this. Stick a wee thumbs up. Tell your friends, family and foes about the shows. The regular spot is going to be on Tuesdays at 8 bells. Corey's not on a Tuesday. And Rangers are pish, so we're out the Champions League. So I don't need to worry about Tuesday night clashing with the football. And no doubt we'll be out the Europa fucking soon enough as well, man. But hey ho. Yeah, do you know what? I think I look like Michael Beale. Maybe maybe this is the tickety talk video. Hi, Shug, my man. Good to see you back in the boiled shite particulates. Fuck, man. Oh. Talking pish when you could be smashing your rump. I know, mate. I know. But it's going to take, what, no more than 10 minutes? Gives me time to butter the salad out on the plate. Cut up a wee bit of the old feta cheese. Get that on my salad. Cut up a wee bit of extra onion for a wee bit of crunch and texture. The only thing I can't decide, I'm going with mustard, right? Always need mustard. Good English mustard. Because you can't get fucking Scottish mustard. I fucking tried. Just like fucking Kirk in Coronation Street. He wants dolphin-friendly tuna. Fact. So I've even forgot what I'm talking about because it was very dolphin friendly. Right, everybody, tune in tomorrow, 8 bells. I think that's what I was getting at because Rangers are shite, so I'm good to go for 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. 9 o'clock tonight because Corey was on. Can I say, man, it's my anchor in reality. And it gives me and my boss something to talk about. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go and murder horseradish. Oh, do you know what? That would be nice and a lovely wee kick. But it's weird, have you ever tried the American mustard compared to English mustard? It's basically, they've just took mustard and watered it down with vinegar. It can be pleasant depending what you're looking for. Like, I think American mustard and tomato sauce on a hot dog. But just for a steak, just your English mustard with that lovely heat. You know, you get that way where okay, so night everybody. I'm going to go and murder a cow. And then I might cook my steak as well. Bum.
Cips clip. Cips clip.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling.